In this video, I'm going to rank every single Loot Island exclusive weapon in Fortnite history from worst to best. These are mythics that at one point or another were exclusively dropped once capturing the Loot Island objective. These mythics could not be obtained in any other way besides capturing that objective. If you do go on to enjoy this video, please leave it a like, use code TYFRYZ in the Fortnite item shop, and let me know in the comment section down below what you want to see me rank next. But with that all being said, let's get right into this ranking. At my number 9 spot, in dead last place by a mile, it is obviously Shogun X's Fire Oni mask. This was obtained in Chapter 6, Season 1 by defeating Shogun X, and yeah, it is clearly the worst item on this list. This thing is really bad. Everybody knows, right? Like, fighting Shogun X leaves yourself so vulnerable to third parties. He takes just eons to take down. Like, people can just glide right up on and start shooting you. And to go through all that work to get this item is just not worth it whatsoever. The regular Fire Oni mask was bad as it is, and then the Mythic doesn't really give it any improvements besides just more uses. I am not a fan of the Fire Oni mask, and it is easily in my last place spot on this list. At my number 8 spot is going to be the Conductor hand cannon from Chapter 5, Season 3. Now, notably, you won't see Ride the Lightning on this list. That's because Ride the Lightning could be found in other places in the map, as well as Loot Island, but the Conductor hand cannon could not. It could only be obtained from Loot Island. That's why it's on this list, and it's okay, right? I think it's just a case of this weapon being in the wrong season. When you have a season like Chapter 5, Season 3 with incredible mobility, right? I'm thinking Nitro Fist, even Ride the Lightning itself, cars. Using a one-shot, slow fire rate, must-be accurate weapon like this, it just doesn't really work out. Now, if you were to take this weapon and put it in, you know, maybe a little bit of a more tame mobility meta, something like Chapter 6, Season 1, then yeah, I think it would get a lot of usage. But in Chapter 5, Season 3, I think it suffers, and while the weapon itself is really, really powerful, hitting for over 100, just most people opted to just leave this at Loot Island. At my number 7 spot is the enhanced DL-44 blaster pistol from our current Star Wars season, and let me just say something right off the bat. This weapon is not bad whatsoever. In fact, it's actually really, really good. I just have a couple problems here. I think, one, the DL-44 blaster pistol is a good weapon, but I don't think you're going to go out of your way to get the Mythic version. Like, yeah, sure, right? If you kill somebody and they drop this weapon, sure, like, you'll take it if you have the inventory spot for it, although I would argue in this current season, the DL-44 doesn't really have a spot in the meta. But again, to go up and fight Shogun X, like, you're not going to go through all that work for this weapon, right? The upgrade from Legendary to Mythic just isn't enough to do that. And like I said earlier on this pick, like, the DL-44 is not a bad weapon whatsoever. I would actually go as far as to say it's one of the best Fortnite pistols we've ever seen. But one, it doesn't have a spot in the meta. Two, it's not a big enough upgrade over the, you know, base versions. And three, it's just not worth putting in the effort to fight Shogun X to get this thing. So yeah, after putting all those three together, you can see why it's kind of at the bottom of this list. But no, not a bad weapon at all. At the number 6 spot is the enhanced Infiltrator pump shotgun, which was obtainable from Loot Island in Chapter 4, Season 4. And you know what? At first, I didn't really like the Infiltrator pump that much, but after using it when it came back in Chapter 6, you know, I'm starting to come around a little bit more to it. I still don't understand why they have like a pump tac hybrid like this, right? Like, just pick a pump shotgun or pick a tac shotgun. This was definitely a solid choice in Chapter 4, Season 4. One of those weapons that, yeah, I think is worth going to Loot Island and capping it to just get this weapon on its own. But once you see the next 5 weapons I have, you guys will see why it fell to number 6. And one of those weapons at the number 5 spot is the Mythic Typhoon Blade, obtained from defeating Shogun X in Chapter 6, Season 1, right? So if you guys remember, you would get the Typhoon Blade, you would get the medallion, and you would get the Fire Oni mask in Chapter 6, Season 1 when you defeated Shogun X. And while the Mythic Typhoon Blade doesn't feel like a crazy upgrade over the purple version, I'm not going to deny the fact that it is probably worth going for, right? Like, the Typhoon Blade was, I would argue, a must carry in Chapter 6, Season 1. I mean, if you just go back and watch any gameplay from that season, they've either got a Typhoon Blade or a Void Oni mask in their hands. Again, like, it's not a significant upgrade over the purple version, but I think it's a big enough upgrade to where it makes sense to go fight Shogun X. And yeah, you know what, just leave the Fire Oni mask behind, but you know what, take the Typhoon Blade, and you might as well just take the medallion as well, right? And my number 4 spot is going to be the enhanced drum shotgun, which would drop from Loot Island in Chapter 4, Season 3, and I am a big fan of this weapon. I'm a big advocate for it. I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing the same gameplay over and over again for for this weapon when I talk about it. I'm trying to find new stuff, but it just won't come up on YouTube for some reason. This is a good shotgun. You get the best of both worlds, right? You get a wide hipfire spread, a great fire rate at close range, which is what you want. But then at long range, when you aim down sights, you get basically a slug shotgun. Let's be honest, that pellet spread is so tight that, yeah, it's a shotgun that can be used at mid-range, even long range, and definitely close range with that great fire rate. So you've got all bases covered. This is a weapon that I would 100% say you should take if you're going to go and cap Loot Island. It is worth fighting for Loot Island to grab this shotgun. It was really dominant in Chapter 4, Season 3. At my number 3 spot is going to be the Enhanced Hollow Twister. And alright, hear me out. I know it could be obtained by capturing the train in Chapter 6, Season 1, but in Chapter 6, Season 2, it was exclusive to Loot Island only, so I'm gonna put it here on this list. I mean, look, you guys all abused the Hollow Twister just like I did for the last 2 seasons of Fortnite, so I don't really need to go into crazy detail about how good this assault rifle is. It is a top 5 assault rifle in Fortnite history. There's no argument about that. This thing just absolutely obliterates players, right? Even in the common through legendary version. So when you go for the Mythic version, I mean, yeah, this thing just melts people. 100% worth it to go to fight Shogun X to grab this. It truthfully is one of the best assault rifles of all time, and somehow there are still 2 items that are ahead of it. And one of those at the number 2 spot is the Overclocked Pulse rifle from Chapter 4, Season 2's Loot Island. And you know how I just said the Hollow Twister is a top 5 assault rifle of all time? Well, the Overclocked Pulse rifle is a top 3 assault rifle of all time. This thing is absolutely bonkers. Like, I remember playing with this thing, right? And just the straight fear that you could put into players by using this item. But once I go back and watch gameplay and watch like the top tier pros with the best aim use this thing, it just makes me wonder over and over again, like, how did this exist in Fortnite? It is so incredibly overpowered. You get an unreal fire rate from the hip, right? So you can just spam somebody at close range, and then you get the infinite first shot accuracy when you're aiming down sight, so you can just pick people for like 60 damage from 100 meters away. It's genuinely unbelievable. It is one of the best assault rifles of all time, like I just said, and there should be no surprise that it's this high up on the list, although you might have expected it to be at the number 1 spot. So then what weapon beat it out? Well, it was beaten out by the Armor of Doom from Chapter 5, Season 4. Doom had his own Loot Island, and this is what you would get from capping that Loot Island. Look, does it feel a little bit cheap to put it here? Yes, because technically it's not a weapon. I guess the Fortnite Wiki defines it as an item, so it's able to be on this list, but obviously there is no comparison from any of the other items on this list to the Armor of Doom. It is so blatantly overpowered, strong, just game-breaking, and that's what it was meant to be. Like, I vividly remember playing with my buddy, and as soon as the Armor of Doom would spawn in, we would get in a pickup truck and just book it straight to it, because if you didn't capture Armor of Doom, you were going to lose the game anyways, right? So you might as well just go up there and try and fight for it, because I'm telling you, I seriously did not play in a Fortnite lobby where I was the Armor of Doom and I lost, and vice versa. I never played in a lobby where someone else was the Armor of Doom and they lost. It is just so overpowered, and obviously meant to be overpowered, that no other item on this list can really stand up to it. Doesn't even stand a chance. So I get why some of you might think, you know, it feels a little bit cheap here, but if we're going by the rules of this list, well, it should be here. And so here it is at the number 1 spot today. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I had seen this idea commented a bunch of times, so obviously decided to deliver it for you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below what you want to see me rank next, because I'm always taking ideas, right? I'm uploading almost every single day, and so I've got a constant flow of ideas hitting me, and the support from you guys is always appreciated. If you did go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave it a like and subscribe. We are pushing for 100,000 subscribers. With that all being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace.